Test. Sweet, we're sorted. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Formula Regional Series. It's been a long time since we've been racing, but we're back on F124. Brand new game, brand new season. Everyone's back to level on 0 points, and we're back ready for another season of epic fighting, epic racing, and chaos, which we all like. However, with a new season, it means new challenges, new faces, and new stories to write. And one of the big stories going into Season 4 is the return of this man here, Immortals F1, the Season 1 champion of FRS, returns after a 3-year stint away from the league. Champion in Season 1, runner-up in Season 2. I can't remember what he did in Season 3. I don't know if he raced, but he is back and he's ready to make his claim. Another big story is that Track Racer has departed the league after losing the championship on the final race in Abu Dhabi last time out. Some random guy, I can't remember what his name is. And yeah, so a lot of new faces. I just got to invite someone. He isn't online yet. Anyway, first person who's going to cross the line and do a lap is Kieran. Kieran had a really strong end to the season last time out. But he's still looking for that maiden win after 2 seasons in the league. He came very, very close, especially in Las Vegas last season, losing at the final corner to Myth. And this, he will hope, on a new game, will be the season where he can light up the grid. And it's probably worth noting that this man, Dash Boy here, that is F1 mad. I wish I had an explanation on why his name's just a dash, but I don't. That is a game bug. As Kieran crosses the line, I don't think it's a very competitive lap. He's on the mediums, but it's a 1:44. So we'll go through our list of drivers. IMR Stee of Division 2 is back, and he's at Kick Sauber alongside his good friend Mastermind, who returns. Mastermind will be one looking to make a stance on the fighting for the championship. Bo is a guest tonight. Cabello joined, I think, with 2 races left in Division 1. So it's his first full season. And he almost hits the McLaren there. That weren't very safe, but we'll brush over that. Yeah, so Tiger, new driver to Div 2. It'll be exciting to see what he does. JDM, been a great teammate to Kieran. They're both quite good friends. Rolling Wheel Division 2. Again, new driver. We'll see what he can do. Nemi returns. He had quite a good second half of the season in Div 1. This will be his first full season. And of course, Immortals returning to the league. Noodle had a pretty good season in Division 1. Dan Richards lost out on the championship ultimately with a race to spare. He'll be looking to mount a title fight. Jeditob, new to the league. It'll be interesting to see what he can do. Itzley, formerly of Division 1, he's now in Division 2, and you have to say he'll be one of the favourites, challenging week in, week out for race wins and podiums. Matt Harris had quite a good Division 2 season. Is that actually going to work? There we go. And he's not on my friends list. That's mint, that. That is mint. Alright. Dashy boy over here, F1 Mad. Just like Luke Bennett, frauding his way through last season. He didn't pick up a race win, which was quite surprising, but he was at Williams. He's now at Ferrari. Will be partnering me, but I've decided I'm going to do my best David Croft impression for this race. And he'll be looking, after a winless season 3, he will be looking to... he will be looking to get some wins this season. Cody is new as well. We'll see how he does. And SFR Martin, he did a couple races in Div 1 last season. He's moved into Div 2 because he's turned some assists off. We'll go on board with him for this lap on this brand new Belgium layout. You have to say it's a big upgrade from the last game. 31.6. It says it's purple. I'm not too sure about that. We'll see. And he loses it there. It's very easy to lose it on this new Belgium track. With the new curbs, because obviously this game is very different. And that is an amazing lap there from F1 Mad. A 2-minute 1. He's gone purple. He's almost lost the car there. And obviously, with new commentary, you've got these lovely new sounds in the F124 game. They're not perfect, but they're quite nice. It gives a bit of realism to the commentary and the race replays and the streams. And F1 Mad, oh, that was quite close. I'm not sure what happened there. I believe that's Noodle and Matt Harris. Yeah, they're the ones in the Red Bulls. As JJ's joined us, he's in the Williams, so we've now got 20 drivers. As I said, it is a mix of Div 1 and Div 2 tonight. We've got a full lobby, which means 20 drivers going at it, and it will be a good opportunity to see how everyone does. So here's F1 Mad coming up to the line. He's on a competitive lap, I think. Yeah, looks like it. It might not be a brilliant lap, but it is definitely a lap as he crosses the line and goes second. I think he was held up a little bit in Sector 2. As Cody started his lap, he only joined... he's not got any ERS, okay. He must have just done that lap. Martin is doing his best Lewis Hamilton impression from Canada. I won't ask questions. Is Nemi starting a lap now? So I think people are just waiting until a little bit late on in the session to get their laps in. What happened to the other comms guy? Will's not here this week. He's decided to go and get pissed, and I can't say I blame him. I think that's a very valid excuse. So obviously I will be stepping in. Nemi does a 31.7 in Sector 1. I think that's about a tenth off what we saw Martin do. I'm not sure what the fastest one overall is, but you have to say this will probably be a banker. This won't be his only lap of the session. You will see some drivers are in some random teams tonight. That's because obviously we've got Div 1 and Div 2 in the same lobby. So some drivers are in different cars to what their respective cars are. And Nemi's hit the wall, surprise, surprise. I don't know how he hasn't died, but he's in the wall. That's not good. I don't know if he lost it. Yeah. Glock is on a lap, I believe. I believe he is. We'll stay on board with him now. Glock joined quite late on in Season 3 in Division 1. But he was very, very quick, and you have to say he's going to be in the fight for the championship this season. With Track Racer gone, it's anyone's to go for this season, you have to say. There's a lot of very, very quick drivers in Division 1 this season. Unfortunately, they were joining, like midway through, so they couldn't really make a proper stance on the championship. But now we're in a new season, and everyone's back to zero, and it's up to them to write their stories this season. So Glock is on a lap. He was 2 tenths up in Sector 2. This looks like a good lap so far. I think he went a little bit wide in there, and then out of the final corner it's just a race to the line, and that is a good lap. 42.5 from Glock. We'll have to wait and see what others do. Kieran is starting a lap now, I believe. Quite late. He's got a little bit of traffic ahead of him, which he needs to hopefully avoid, and he does. That was very close. We've got lots of new drivers this season, especially in Division 2. In Division 1, there's been a big shuffle around, and I think both of these championships are going to be great to watch. Kieran gets a bit of a slipstream. Oh, that was a bit close from the Aston Martin there. Not sure which Aston Martin it is. It's Rolling Wheels. So Rolling Wheels held him up there, which isn't very good. So Kieran's going to have to abandon that lap. F1 Mad, as always, is slow. We've got Dash Boy here. Cabello, I think he's on a lap. I think a lot of people at the moment are on out laps. Immortals is on a proper lap, I believe. So we'll go on board with him. It is worth noting, he's Jesus Christ. That is not how to take that corner. Yeah, it is worth noting, whilst he has been away from the league, he has been league racing, and he has been staying at a very high level. So he is a reserve, but don't write him out for a couple of race victories this season. It's Lee. That is not the way to take that corner. Jeditob is on a lap. We'll see what he can do. It'd be quite interesting as well to see how these Division 2 guys do compared to what you could say is some of the quickest people in Division 1. I think we've got, I believe, 9 Division 1, 10 Division 2, and then we've got Bo, who's currently in 6th. I think he's just joined because he feels like it, which is fair enough. So Jeditob up to the line. What lap's this going to be from him? That's a very respectable P11 for the Division 2 driver. Yeah, so Immortals, this is going to go down to being 1 lap in qualifying for the Ferrari. Nemi's on an out lap. So is Mastermind, Cody, Tiger, and Martin. JJ, I believe, is... Oh, he's invalidated. Okay, so I'm assuming he'll be back in the pits. Whether he has enough time or not remains to be said. I think I just saw 3 minutes, did I? Yeah, so he should get out in time. He's going to have to be quick, or he'll be starting from the back. Nemi again, one of the three drivers, the three Division 1 drivers that are going to have to go for a one-lap shootout here. But Glock at the moment is miles ahead. So, see what happens there. Mastermind now starting his final lap. This has been a very good qualifying for the likes of Mastermind and Dan Richards. And even Cody, he's only a 10th off Dan Richards. The three Division 2 drivers standing up for themselves here. That was a great Eau Rouge from Mastermind there. He got right on the curb. And now it's just pedal to the metal all the way down this straight. He is going to encounter a little bit of traffic at the moment. And it's a 31-0. I think he's made a mistake. Lee has retired. This looks good from Mastermind at the moment. Bo's also retired. He's happy with his P6. But I think he will probably won't settle for that. Go on board with Nemi. I didn't see his first split times. I don't know why there's an Aston Martin sitting there. We'll go on board with Mastermind. We'll make our way down, hopefully. So Mastermind's a 2 tenths down, but oh, he's backed off. I don't know if he's going for 2 cooldown laps. Tiger's on a lap. I'm trying to see who's... Oh, is Martin. He'll be the next one to cross the line. This will probably be his final... And there is a V-carb there who has... okay. Started their lap very late. Martin's gone P9. Is that JDM? That is. I'm not sure why he was going so slow out the final corner. He's probably lost a bit of time doing that. So that's not very good from him. Cody's gone second fastest, which is a great lap from him. The Division 2 driver. Only half a second off Glock. And yeah, JDM definitely did lose a bit of time there. Who else we got on laps? Steve's on a lap, I think. No, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what's happening at the moment. Cabello's on a lap. I'm just trying to find whoever's on a lap. Kieran's on a lap. So's Glock. I think Glock just started his lap. So we'll stay on board with Kieran. Is that a Williams I'm looking for? That is Cody. So the next one to cross the line will be Tiger. Tiger's not on a lap, so it will be the V-Carbs next up. And it will be JDM. He's 3 tenths up. Purple in the second sector. He needs to ace this to try and get high up. I think he'll be looking for top 10. It's not been the qualifying that JDM would have wanted. Same with JJ. JJ's going to start at the back alongside Nemi, so not good for them. Is JDM through the final corner? Where's he going to go? Doesn't look like a good lap. He only improves by 2 tenths. Immortals now. What's he going to do through this section? As Immortals comes up to the line, and it's fastest overall for Immortals, but Glock is fighting back. And so is F1 Mad. What about Kieran? What can he do? He's in the pits, and he will start 12th at best. But here comes Glock now on a lap. Dan Richards crosses line. He's 6th. Great qualifying from Sauber. Cabello goes up to 5th. Can Glock get pole again? Yes, he can. First driver into the 41s. What about F1 Mad? Can he do anything about it? No, he can't. He is 3rd. Behind Immortals. And Cody is P4. That is a great qualifying from the Division 2 drivers. Same with Mastermind, Dan Richards, and Imar Stee. But I think the big story of that qualifying will be the V-Carbs, who sit 12th and 15th. And Nemi and JJ, who start on the back row of the grid. That was a class qualifying. Yeah. Immortals makes a great comeback to Formula Regional Series with a P2 there. Great from Cody to get his car on the second row. Noodle in 10th. Kieran 12th. JDM 15th. That will be the talking point of that qualifying session. And expect them to try and make some moves up the grid. Oh dear, that would be my vape that's just dropped. And we have a dry race by the looks of it. So we'll wait for the drivers to be ready to take the start here. Of course, with the new ERS system, I think you're going to see a lot more overtaking and a lot more strategy into these races. Because it's not all about just pressing that magic overtake button anymore. You've got to work the ERS. You've got to charge it up. And it brings a whole lot more strategy. You can sit behind a car, charge your ERS, and go and dump all of it. Or you can throw as much as you can on the opening laps to try and get away from cars behind you. Or make gains on cars ahead of you. So that's going to be something to look out for in this race and over the season. But we're ready for the formation lap. Don't know why it's on, but fair enough. I have no idea why the formation lap's on, but we'll roll with it, I guess. So let's look at the tyres at everyone's dispersal. So Glock's gone on the hards, which is very ambitious from him. The two Ferraris have gone aggressive on the softs. Cody and Cabello on the mediums. And then everyone else from 6th through to 10th is on the softs. Martin's gone on the mediums. Kieran, JDM, both on the softs. They're going to look to make up positions. Same with Nemi, JJ, and Noodle. Yeah, I don't know why formation lap's on, but I guess we'll just roll with it. This will be an interesting start, I think. And if you can, with the formation lap, if you can ace that first, that grid slot, the first little bit before lights out, then you could put yourself in a very good position. But on the other hand, you can mess it up and get put quite far beyond your grid spot, which will cost you at the race start. And also, you got to warm the tyres up. You got to get heat. It's a lot harder on this game to get heat into your tyres. Thank you, Glock, for that. That was wonderful. You didn't want that brake board anyway. It's overrated. You've got to warm your tyres and your brakes on this game. It's something they've made quite hard with the brand new game, and it's definitely going to make an impact throughout races, especially at them tracks where the in-game temperature can be quite cold. And you have the possible race strategies here. I think you'll be looking for a one-stop today from most of these medium runners. Soft guys, I think they'll probably have to settle for a two-stop. Of course, there is the consideration of safety cars, and it wouldn't surprise me if we got a safety car in this race, because every time we race at Belgium, it is absolute chaos. So what better way to write that off than to have a full 20-man grid? And I can't see anything that's going to go wrong on this first lap. It's going to be completely clean with no DNFs. Q to Eau Rouge, we'll already have a car in the wall. Anyway, we are ready for Formula Regional Series on F124. And the Belgian Grand Prix is go. Good launch there from Glock. Immortals is right alongside him. Good start from F1 Man in P3. He's going to dive up the inside and take the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. Both the Ferraris are into second and first. Glock's under pressure behind by the Kick Saubers. As we expected on the hard tyres, the Kick Saubers have made up ground on the first lap here. But it's the long run now, down the back straight, and Glock is going for it on the Ferrari of F1 Mad. He's got a good run here, and there's a lot of cars going wheel to wheel, expecting accident into this corner as Glock goes down the inside. Immortals holds his ground and keeps the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. That's a good start from the Ferraris, and F1 Mad is into the gravel, collects the kick Sauber. Luckily, doesn't take the Sauber with him. He's already back running, but he's in last place now, and that's a great start from Kick Sauber in this Grand Prix. Mastermind in third. Stee is in fourth. Cody's making moves on Dan Richards around the outside at that corner and gets the move done as we have a yellow flag. And I think there's been an accident involving someone. I don't know who. As we cut back to the start, remember, DRS is now enabled on the second lap, so Glock, if he can stay within that second, is going to get a lovely little bit of DRS down the straight. And so far, he's broken the DRS to IMR Stee, who's got past Mastermind. I think Mastermind made a mistake somewhere. The two V-Carbs are up into 11th and 12th at the moment. They've made up time. As we look at the position changes, it's a great start from the Aston Martin of Jeditob, who's now looking at Noodle around the outside and gets the move done on the Red Bull. And now the V-Carb of Kieran's going to be looking at Noodle down this straight. He's on the outside. Is he going to get it done? No. But he's got a lovely bit of straight now, down to a Rouge and out of Radeon. We'll cut back to the front of the field. As we'll go back to the fight between Glock and Immortals. Is Glock going to have a go at him here? Is Cody going to have a go at IMR Stee in the background? No, Glock doesn't get the move done. But Stee and Cody are going wheel to wheel. The Alpine and the Sauber are going wheel to wheel. And Stee stays ahead. That's great defending from the Sauber driver there. As Mastermind is starting to slowly pull away from Stee. Maybe this is a bit of team orders. As F1 Mad is already making his places back up. We look at the position changes. Bo's had a great start. Jeditob's had a good start. So has Kieran, JDM. JJ's already made 5 places. Cabello hasn't had a good start. And Cody's dropped down a place at the start. So the gap between Stee and Mastermind is now 1.6 seconds. So Mastermind has gotten away. And I think that's the plan for Sauber in this race. Get one of their drivers away from the DRS risk. And it looks like they've done that quite well, as there's an accident somewhere and it's SFR Martin who's hit the wall. I don't know if he was collected or he spun on his own, but either way, he's got damage to his front wing and his race is quite ruined now. F1 Mad, I don't know what that was, I'm not going to bother even wondering. F1 Mad's got work to do now. He made that mistake on the opening lap. As JJ gets 3 seconds for time limits. We'll go back to the front, and Glock is all over the rear of that Ferrari driver. So we'll see what happens next. There's an incident in turn... I'm not sure what happened. I think there was a McLaren involved in that. Look at that view through Eau Rouge. As Glock gets past the Immortals now into P1 on them hard tyres. So he's making this DRS count. He's playing a very smart game here, as there's an incident on the main straight. The Aston Martin of Jeditob, I'm not sure what's happened there, but he's dropped down a few places. JJ's up into 11th. As the front two are starting to run away in this Grand Prix. 2.3 seconds as Cody's got past Stee somewhere on the track. I didn't see that. But he's now all over the back of Mastermind, as Martin has unfortunately retired from the Grand Prix. Not good for him. Luckily, it's only pre-season. Cody's all over the back of these Saubers on the harder tyre, and that's another thing with this new game. The harder tyre isn't always the worst option nowadays. As Immortals gets 3 seconds for track limits, that is not very good for him. We'll go back into the field. We'll see F1 Mad all over the back of Italy. They are friends, and I'd expect Lee to possibly let him through. Depends if he's going to fight it. He is under pressure from the McLaren behind, so he can't just let Ferrari through, the more time that F1 Mad spends behind these cars, his Glock now sets the fastest lap of the race. And look, I saw here Cabello going for a move, and he's completely wiped out a Sauber there. That is poor from Cabello. That is very, very poor. I think he outbroke himself. That's caused the VSC. That looked like a straight line. However, I think that was a late move. And that is very frustrating for Stee there. He was running amazingly in these first 4 laps of the race. As Nemi's pit for the hards, same with Dan Richards. It'll be interesting to see if they can go to the end on them hard tyres. But we have the VSC is over, and we are back underway in this race. Immortals, I don't think he got a very good restart because Glock's all over. Well, I say all over. He's grabbing away. Apologies for my shit vocabulary. I've not commentated like this in a while. But he's broke the DRS to Immortals, which makes you wonder if them harder tyres are actually the better race tyre in this race. As Noodle and JJ are going wheel to wheel. I've just seen someone go in the gravel. That would be Bo. I don't know how he's managed that, but we'll ignore it for now, as there's a big battle here between Tiger, JDM and Lee. Ryan's got 10 seconds. I'm going to assume that that was just the game being terrible. But Immortals is back in the DRS. He really cannot afford to lose that DRS, or he will lose his chances of doing anything in this race. I think he's got it down this straight. We'll see if that rear wing opens. It has. That was very crucial for him because he was starting to lose track on Glock. As Cody's now got past Mastermind. I had to check the Discord, but anyway, Cody's running a good race here on that harder tyre. I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see him build a little bit of a gap now to Mastermind. Mastermind's still got JJ behind him. JJ starting last in this Grand Prix. I don't think he started last. I think he might have started. He started on the back row, that's for sure. And he's already up to 5th on them soft tyres. And Noodle's made a good start as well. The Racing Bulls are still 9th, still 12th. So there's a long way to go in this race. F1 Mag gets 3 seconds. There is a yellow flag. I'm not sure what's happened. Well, there's a Aston Martin off somewhere, and that is rolling wheel. I'm not sure what's happened there, but we'll roll with it. Hope you get the pun. But here's Glock in the lead still from Immortals. Immortals has slightly brought that gap down, but you have to think his soft tyres will be starting to take a bit of a beating now. But he's got the DRS, and I think the way for Immortals to go forward in this race and to challenge for the win will be to sit behind for now, as long as he can. Because if he doesn't lose time, he can extend them softs. If he sits in the DRS, it can give him a fighting chance to stick with Glock and possibly get... Well, he will have an undercut because he's on softer tyres. He's right on the back now, as Nemi gets a 3-second penalty. If we look back, JJ's really struggling with his tyres by the looks of it, as Noodle's on the back of him. Noodle's had a good start in this Grand Prix. He didn't have the best qualifying. I believe he started 10th or 11th. He's in the top 5 now. I'm not sure what happened to Mastermind. Jeditob has retired on track, and that's a safety car. I think he had a crash, I'm not sure. We have a safety car, and that changes this race massively. Because now you have the decision whether you want to do the one stop now to the end, or do you want to stick a soft tyre on that car, go for the gamble, maybe pray for another safety car, or do an extra stop. So this safety car changes things quite a lot. We'll see what everyone does. And I'm tired of standing up. I'm going to grab my chair. So Immortals is in the pits. So is Glock. We'll see what tyres they put on. Glock will likely put the medium tyre on, or he could go soft. So what is Immortals putting on that car? He's putting the mediums on. What about Glock? Glock's also going mediums. Cody, what tyre is he going to put on the car? Cody's gone hard, so I think... Oh, he's lagged forward. So a couple cars putting on the hards, a couple putting on the mediums. Is anyone going to be brave and put on a set of soft tyres? Don't look like it. It looks like everyone... This has worked quite well for Dan Richards. He did pit for them hard tyres. So most of the drivers, I think, are going hard. Rolling wheels stayed out. I'm not sure that's the best decision for him. But yeah, that's good for Ixley. I think he started 14th, I believe. He's into 7th on pure pace now. And I think this will also help drivers such as Kieran, JJ and Noodle, who will be looking to get back up to these leading two cars of Glock and Immortals. Matt Harris has a 10-second penalty. It is worth noting, I think there's a problem with this game. For some reason, you get 10-second penalties, and they're actually only 5 seconds. For example, if you speed in the pits, I believe you get a 10-second penalty. You serve 5 seconds and it's gone. So that will be 5 seconds for Matt Harris. I think he's gone in the pits to serve it now. He has. Smart decision from him. Get rid of that penalty early on without any consequences. That's smart from the Red Bull there. Changes his front wing. He's gone onto a set of medium tyres. I believe that's his penalty gone. Don't quote me on it though. We've probably got another lap before we get back underway here. So Matt Harris is back at the front. Well, I say at the front, I think he'd hope to be at the front, but he's back in the back of the field, at the back of the train, as the safety car is in this lap. And this will be very interesting. I'm not sure how, but Cody has got past the Mortals, but he's just left the session. I think he's just lagged out. Ignoring yellow flag. I'm not sure what's just happened there with Cody. I hope we can get him back in. Anyway, Glock's gone. He's gone early, which is smart, because when you've got an AI behind you, you do want to go quite early. As he goes across, and he is away from Immortals. Immortals has already passed the AI of Cody. Dan Richards is in the pits. I'm not sure what for. I don't know if he's pitting for damage as such or something like that, but Immortals is away. As we go back to the front of the field, JJ's gotten past Noodle and Cody at the same time, I believe, and he's in the fight for this win now, JJ. Might not be with the post-race penalties, because he has got a corner cutting penalty, but him and Immortals will fight Glock for this victory. JJ's got a push now. This is what I meant with the ERS. He could use all his ERS here, if the others don't, and try and get back into contention. He's already got a 1 second gap to Noodle, so he doesn't have to worry about DRS unless he makes a mistake. JDM gets 3 seconds. As we go back, Kieran's right on the back of Mastermind. And Kieran's going to be looking for potentially a top 5 finish here. Is he going to have a go at the Sauber of Mastermind? No, he's not, but F1 mad. He's run out of ERS. I think he just used all his ERS and dumped it there to get past Kieran. And now he's going for the move on Mastermind. Is he going to make this work into the final corner? Do you know what? He has. He's slowly drifting away from Mastermind. Can he keep it into turn 1? No, he's going for the move on the McLaren as well. There's almost a triple overtake for F1 Mad, but using all that battery is going to mean that he's going to be a sitting duck down this straight unless he has got some batteries saved up. We'll take a look. No, he's got 12%. Kieran's got 45%. Lee's not using it for some reason. F1 Mad gets past Lee, so does Mastermind, but they've both not got that much ERS. It is quite easy to charge it up, but he has used it, but he's got ahead. That was 4 overtakes in the span of, I think, 3 or 4 corners from F1 Mad. It was amazing. In the span of 1 sector, roughly, if you can include the bus stop chicane as well on top of that, he's made 4 overtakes, which is key for his race because he is one of the quickest drivers out there at the moment. We look to the front. Immortals and Glock are going wheel to wheel, and Immortals makes the move count. It's a big move. He must have got a massive slipstream, or Glock must have made a mistake somewhere as Kieran gets 3 seconds. Kieran is past Mastermind as he sets the fastest lap of the race. I'm not sure what happened. I think Glock must have made a mistake because the gap was about a second to the Williams, and suddenly he's found himself ahead. But now he's going to have to face the challenge down this back straight of the Williams, who's going to go sailing back through. and back into P1. Sorry about that. As Bo's looking for a move on the Mercedes. The Mercedes shuts the door quite firmly there and keeps the 8th position there, leaders. Kieran's into P7 and now he sets his sights on Tiger. And Tiger sets his sights on F1 Mad. We'll go back to the front, and once again Immortals is very close to the back of Glock. Must be something with that second sector. Potentially Immortals is using quite high wings. That would help him in sector 2, as it is a very high downforce sector as opposed to the rest of the track. But even then, he's quite quick in a straight line. He's got 100% ERS, which is going to play into his hands massively as Glock sets the fastest lap. They're sort of trading fastest laps at the moment. As F1 Mad not making the impact he wanted to make, but crucially he's broken the DRS to Tiger as Kieran's going to go sweeping through on the McLaren up into P6. I can't help but think that Kieran should have been a little bit patient there and potentially waited for the DRS, but the gap is about 5/10. Tiger's got quite a lot of ERS to use, and I think he's going to use it here, and he is, and I think he's going to go swooping back through into 6th place. That was smart from Tiger there, and crucially that DRS has got him back right behind F1 Mad, but Kieran's coming back here a little bit squirrely from the McLaren, and it might not pay off, but Kieran stays behind. I think he just wanted to have a little look down the inside into that corner there. We'll look to the back of the field. Mastermind is losing places. However, he is on that hard tyre, so expect him to come into his own going through the race as those mediums... As those mediums start to wear, you can't help but think the Mastermind's going to have a bit of pace. You can say the same about Kieran, Tiger and F1 Mad. And just like last lap, we're going to go back to the start here. I think Immortal's got close there. I think he's just waiting for that DRS. As he's going for the move, but is he going to go for the whole move? That's the question. We've got a yellow flag, and that is Bo. I'm not sure what's happened with Bo. He's gone off the track. He's lost a couple positions. Immortals, he did play the smart game. He's sat behind Glock now, waiting for that DRS. Crucially, he's got pretty much a full tank of battery. Glock's using a lot of battery here, and it's not working out for him because Immortals, is he going to go for the move? He is. They go wheel to wheel. He pushes Glock. Glock fights back. They're going wheel to wheel for the lead here. Glock goes all the way around the outside and keeps first place. This is what Glock needs to do, but Immortals isn't done yet. He's still going for the move. But I think he's going to have to back out, and he does. That was tremendous defending there by Glock. Very clean racing between these two, but then Immortals dumps his ERS. And he's got the move. No, he hasn't. Oh, they've almost made contact. This race is so entertaining, I'm losing my voice. But that was very close to catastrophe there. But all this fighting is just going to allow JJ to catch up. We'll have a look at the penalties. JJ's got 6 seconds and Immortals has 3 seconds. F1 Mad, Kieran both have 3 seconds. We'll go back to the tyres now. I think Immortals is playing a little game of chicken there. Has he earned himself some DRS? No. It hasn't worked, but he is still all over the back of that Williams. Potentially what Williams are doing here is they're trying to bring JJ back into this because JJ is creeping closer and closer. The more these two fight, And crucially, JJ is on them hard tyres. So it's going to come into dividends at the end of the race as Immortals, I'm assuming, is going to blast through here. He's got overtake on down the Kemmel Straight and gets into the lead. Yes, he does. That was very close. Glock almost stuck it down the inside there. As Tiger gets past Kieran with the DRS. Tiger's having a very good race here. It's worth noting that McLaren is a Division 2 driver. And he's keeping up with the big boys here in Belgium. Unfortunately, it hasn't quite worked out for the likes of Nemi and Dan Richards. Dan Richards had a good qualifying, but I think he's just had issues throughout the race. And IMR Stee, he had a brilliant start to the race. I was loving commentating over that, and then he was wiped out by Cabello. Cabello has said he's completely outbroke himself. Unfortunately, there's no undoing it, and that has ruined Stee's race, which is a massive shame because that was amazing from Stee at the start there. It would have been so great to see that throughout the race if that unfolded. And just like we have pretty much every lap now, we're going back to the front two as Immortals is the one in charge now. He's not got as much battery as Glock, so I think it's just going to be another day in the office where they go blasting past. So Immortals tries blocking the slipstream, doesn't quite do it there. And Glock sails back through into the lead. So I think we're going to see this until the end of the race. So we'll try and give some screen time to the other guys. And I think Tiger, once again, I think Kieran got the move done on him again. But Tiger's blasted back through like a rocket ship there. Meanwhile, F1 Mad gets through seconds as soon as we got on board with him. He got on the curb there. Goes wide. That was a mistake from the Ferrari driver there. And Tiger's going to be licking his lips just like an actual tiger. I think there's a problem with that Ferrari. I'm not sure if he's having some hardware problems potentially. He's holding everyone up here. What is he doing? He's gotten out the way, has he? What is he doing? Kieran gets through. I'm not sure what F1 Man's doing here. It's not very good. He's going very, very slow. Is he coming into the pits? No. It's in AI. No, I'm not sure what he's doing, to be honest. That weren't very good. Lee is on the intermediates. I'm not sure why. Tiger's got the DRS. Is he going to get back ahead? Stee's retired in the pits. Such a shame for Stee there. It's a great start to the race. That's a massive shame for Stee there. And we have a VSC now. Glock has pit. That's interesting. Glock is in the pit. So is Noodle. Glock's going bold here. I don't see him making a full... Is it a VSC? Is it... Oh no, it's a full safety car. Okay. I was going to say that was very strange, but it is a full safety car. Don't let that VSC kid you. I'm not sure why it says VSC. Well, that's massive for Glock. I was wondering why he was pitting for them softs, because I don't think he can make it back up in 5 or 6 laps. He's in third now with soft tyres against 10-lap-old hards and 10-lap-old mediums. I think he will win this race, Glock. But we have a full safety car. Don't let that VSC deceive you. It is a full safety car. I didn't see the yellow dot, so I didn't know it was a full. I'm not sure why it says VSC, but welcome to EA games, I guess. I think crucially the bad thing for Glock here is he's got that lapped car. I believe it's a new thing in F1 24 where lapped cars are let through. I can't be 100% sure on that. We have a sprint here. Pretty much everyone on new tyres, apart from that top 2. Everyone is on new tyres. Apart from those top 2 of JJ and Immortals. I don't think it will be in this lap. I think we'll have probably 4 laps of racing to the end, so it'll be in at the end of the next lap. But this is the situation that Immortals and JJ do not want with their time penalties. And if I'm honest, I don't see, unless they also got this bug that we've got with the VSC, I'm not quite sure why they stayed out, if I'm honest. I think we'll probably put it down to that. I think Immortals was trying to dummy JJ into pitting. I think we'll put that down to the bug. It is a full safety car now, but it wasn't before. So I think we'll go with the assumption that some people got told it was a VSC and some got told it was a safety car. We'll go with that, and I'm assuming that's what's happened to this top 2, which will be very frustrating for them. I think what Immortals needs to do here is try and catch JJ a bit off guard, because I have no doubt I think JJ will let his teammate through. I think Immortals needs to try and get a move on at this restart. I'm not sure why I'm in. This is going to be a very exciting end to this race, I think. Safety cars in this lap. And this is where races are going to be made or crushed. So we'll see what happens here. 4 laps of Spa-Francorchamps. And this is where carelessness will sneak into the drivers' minds. So don't expect this to be the finishing order. And realistically, anyone in that top 10 could win this Grand Prix if things go amiss. And Immortals, I'm not sure what's happened, has spun. Immortals has spun before taking the safety car restart. Oh no. I don't know what happened there. I think he's spun under the safety car, warming up his tyres. But anyway, it's JJ that gets us underway now. He's got a good restart on Glock. He's got about a second on Glock. Noodles sitting in the wings, ready to pounce at any mistake from Glock. Remember, we're going to have 1 lap. And then we've got the DRS. As Glock takes the lead of the race. I didn't expect it to happen that early on. JJ's a sitting duck at the moment. Mastermind's up into P7. He's ahead of Nemi. Oh, Noodle gets 3 seconds. That has ruined it for Noodle. It might not be over yet. We'll look at the penalties. See if he can stay within 3 seconds of JJ and F1 Mad, he will take that podium, that P2. Same with Kieran. If he can stay within 3 seconds, he could be looking at a podium out of all of this, and that's all because of them penalties at the moment. As Glock has dipped in this race, to be quite frank. Now Immortals is gone. I don't know what happened to Immortals, but I think he's pretty angry with himself. He left the session instantly after retiring, and I can only assume that he's warmed up his tyres and spun. Anyway, F1 Mad, after that spin on the first lap when he went wide, is now looking at a P2 finish here, and potentially even more. Anything can happen in these 3 laps with DRS now enabled, and JJ doesn't have that DRS, so F1 Mad should be looking to absolutely swarm past the Williams here, who does not have a lot of VRS. Noodle will have DRS as well, and he'll be looking to get back on the back of the Williams by the end of this straight. F1 Mad goes into 2nd place and swoops past the Williams, uses all of his ERS to do so, but behind them, Tiger and Noodle going wheel to wheel. Tiger wants a shot at this podium now. Noodle goes wide, Kieran goes through, and now, in the span of 3 corners, Noodle's podium hopes have gone amiss. He is on the medium tyres, but as we've seen in this Grand Prix, the mediums aren't always a bad tyre, even if they're the same age as the soft tyres. But I think it's fair to say this top 6 has got away, as Dan Richards has made up 2 places at this safety car restart now. We'll go back to this battle though, it's not over yet. Look at the penalties. Kieran's got 3 seconds, so Kieran out of all of this is looking at 2nd place potentially. At the moment, the gap is 2.4 seconds to F1 Mad. So he needs to be precise with this final 2 laps. Kieran needs this DRS. It's crucial. It's crucial for the V-Carb driver. He's got the DRS. As long as he has DRS, F1 Mad doesn't. So if he can, potentially, he might get away with just sitting behind these 2, because they've both got 6 seconds, as is F1 Mad. And the same with Noodle. The gap at the moment is just under 2 seconds. So Kieran with the DRS, all he needs to do is do this. But look at F1 Mad. F1 Mad's not done yet. He's going for the lead on Glock. If he's not going to win it, if he's not going to finish first, he wants to do it on track. And he's doing it at the moment by breezing past the Williams driver. And after spinning at that exact corner on lap 1, being dead last, 20th place in this race, F1 Mad now leads the Belgian Grand Prix. However, unless something barbaric happens to Glock on this final lap and a half of this Belgian Grand Prix, he will not win it. So he'll be praying that Glock makes a mistake somewhere. And at the moment, we'll go to the leader screen. As you can see, anyone of Kieran and Noodle, if they can get that gap from the leader down to 3 seconds, they will jump him at the end of the race as Kieran gets 6 seconds. Oh, on the final miles of this race, Kieran has got 3 seconds and pushed away his chances of a podium here. However, Noodle hasn't. Noodle will be licking his lips at that. And as it stands, if he keeps the gap from Tiger less than 3 seconds, he will stand on the podium with F1 Mad. So F1 Mad will finish at least second in this race as it stands. It's not over yet. Into the final lap we go. Glock will want to win this race on track, and he's going to look to do it by getting past F1 Mad here. He can't afford anything, any crashes here, and he breezes past into the lead, and I think that is game, set, match for Glock. He just needs to keep it on the road on this final lap. That will be the win for the Williams driver. Behind them, Dan Richards is defending on F1 Nemi. F1 Nemi's got 6 seconds, so Dan Richards looks like 7th place is on the cards for him. It's been an amazing race. It's been chaotic at times. It's been competitive the whole way through. Since the start of the race, it's been Williams versus Ferrari for the lead, just like it was in the good old days of Formula 1. Except nowadays, you don't see Williams at the front. In FRS, they are very well and truly the leading Constructors' Champions and Drivers' Champions in both divisions, standing their ground in this new season, completely new lineups. However, same winning methods. As we're going round in the final corners, as we see, Noodle is 3.4 behind F1 Mad. He needs a good final sector here, but it looks like Noodle's going to be third minimum. Around the final corner, he's kept it clean, he's kept it on the road, he's kept it consistent, and Glock has won pre-season in Belgium. F1 Mad second. Where's Noodle going to finish? Noodle gets on the podium. Tiger gets P4, the Division 2 driver. What about the rest of the grid? Dan Richards gets 7th. It's Glock from F1 Mad, Noodle, Tiger, JJ Kieran, and Dan Richards, Nemi, Logan, and Mastermind making up the top 10. Tiger finishes P4 as a Division 2 driver. That is magnificent for him on his debut in FRS. Matt Harris, he had that mistake with the stop-go. It's cost him in the end there. Cody's AI is behind Rolling Wheel. Rolling Wheel got screwed over by the safety car there, I think. He couldn't unlap himself, and that's cost him here. What a race that was. That surpassed our expectations in the end. And it's Glock that takes the first win of Formula Regional Series on F1 24. Oh, that was a race to remember. What a race. And it's only pre-season. We've got another 20 or so races, plus an extra couple more in pre-season of action like this. With new faces, of course, but I think it's fair to say today, Division 2, Dan Richards and Tiger, Mastermind and Steve have put a stance that they are not to be messed with in Division 2. Absolutely excellent from Tiger in the end, from P13 on the grid. Great from Noodle as well to get on the podium from 10th. And an amazing comeback from F1 Mad. No one would have thought he'd been anywhere near the podium until about a couple laps from the end of the race. Well, that was a great race. That was absolutely magnificent. That was immense. No word for it. Absolutely immense. Great race there. And we'll be doing it all again in the coming weeks. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight to this stream. Formula Regional Series is go on F1 24.